Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. So today I thought I would show you how to use the spread hacker and some of the capabilities that it has. Um, so one of the really neat things about the spread hacker, and I'm just going to jump right into this, is the spread hacker will actually allow you to scan within a scan, which I think is pretty neat. You can come in and you can look for spreads within, say, the S&P 500. You can look for spreads within, say, the Russell 1000, the Russell 3000. You can look for spreads in a number of these ETFs. But I feel one of the better ways to use this is to actually create your own custom watch list. And then you can actually scan that watch list in the stock hacker, as well as you could actually just scan an ETF in the stock hacker and save it. So I think the best way to get the most use out of this scan is just to create a custom watch list that you'll use specifically for this scan of just a number of stocks that you like to trade. And if you want to create a watch list, if you've not done that before, you can come down here and just choose watch list. And then once you do that, it'll say default. Click up here and go to create watch list. You'll name your watch list whatever you want, and then you will add the symbols here, and whatever stocks you like to trade, just add all those in and save it, and that'll be your watch list created. So what I like to do, I've already created a watch list here, and I've named it spread. And in this watch list, I have just a lot of ETFs. ETFs are very liquid, and to get the most out of the spread hacker, you really need to have very liquid products. Otherwise, it's going to throw off this probability of profit and max profit. What it's going to do, it's going to find you a bunch of untradeable spreads, and that's not really what we want. So we want to create a watch list here, and we can see I have the watch list labeled spread. And if we come over here, we can just scan inside of that watch list. Now let me discuss the settings that I have. So a couple of things that I like to do: days to expiration, max profit, and probability of profit. You can also do an optional one for the mark, which is basically the mid price. So if you want to collect, say, a minimum credit of, say, $1, you could just add in another spread filter for mark, and you could do 1.0. And now it's only going to find spreads that are going to be at least $1. So that's how you would do that. But starting off here, we want to do days to expiration first. And what I like to do is I like to pin the monthly expiration, or you can choose whatever desired expiration you want. But the reason that I like the monthlies is because the monthlies are going to give us the most liquid options to be traded. So if we go down to the 67 days right here, and then if we compare that to the 46 days, we can see that volume today, we're at 78 and 149 for this monthly expiration. If we go to this one here that is just 46 days away, we can see that we only have 3 and 0 traded. So we can see that this monthly just has a lot more trading going on. So that does help. And in a product like IWM, it's not really going to matter as much because we still have a pretty tight bid-ask spread right here. It's not too terribly bad. We can see that this one is a little bit closer right here. But when you get into some other stocks, it's going to get very wide right here. You could be $1 to $2 wide on the bid-ask spread, and that's not going to do well for this spread hacker. It's going to find basically just a lot of stuff that you can't trade. So the next thing we want to look at is going to be the max profit. And we can see that I have between 22 and 28%. And the reason I have chosen that percentage is I've already went through and done the math and calculated the percent max profit to the strike width. And if you do a 50% max profit, that is 1/3 of the strike width, or 33%. 35% is 1/4. and 25% is going to be roughly 1/5 of the strike width. And so that's why we're right in between this 25% range. So we're at 22 and 28, and that's going to find us only spreads that are going to be roughly 1/5 of the strike width. And you'll have to decide, how much risk you want to take here. If you collect more premium, that means that you're going to be closer to at the money. If you collect less premium, you're going to be farther out away from the money, but you're not going to collect as much. So that's something you'll have to decide. So I've just kind of went right in the middle just for this tutorial here. And the next thing that we want to do is the probability of profit. I like just to do max 80%. That gives us a pretty good range that seems to work well. If you want to do a higher max profit, I'd say closer to 50%, the 1/3 width right here, you can actually lower this down to 70% if you want to. But for now, with these settings, we'll leave it right here. And we can see if we actually scroll, if we sort by max profit. So we can see this is 25% max profit. And this is actually an Iron Condor. Looks like it's a $5 white Iron Condor, and we're collecting $1, which is exactly 20% or 1/5 of the width of that trade. And if you want to trade any of these, all you have to do is just right click, and you can do create duplicate order, and then you just hit confirm and send, and it'll send it right there. So basically for that, I've showed you how to create a watch list and scan inside that watch list, but there's another thing you can do, and I also feel that you should do this as well, and that is creating a watch list and then going into the stock hacker and scanning inside of that watch list. So what I've done here is I've already created a watch list, and it says we are scanning in spread, which is our spread watch list. And what we've done is I have just added just a single study filter for a moving average scan. And this is going to give us, of all of these stocks and ETFs, the moving average has to be at least 1% above the 50-period simple moving average. And if we hit scan, it basically just finds these 10 stocks right here. And what I've done is I've already went up here and saved it, and I saved it as test. Once you have saved your scan, we can go into the spread hacker again, and now we can search for spreads under, and I believe we named that test. So we'll go to test. So now we have basically a scan within a scan. So now these are all the stocks that are going to be above the 50-period simple moving average. And I'm not telling you to use this as the stock hacker. Build whatever scan you want, whatever you're looking for. You can add that in here. If you only want stocks at the 52-week high or the 52-week low, that's where you could build that right here, and then you can scan those stocks for spreads. And that's how you will use that. So now just a couple of final thoughts. One flaw that the spread hacker has is Thinkorswim has not added a number of stocks into this scan. I can tell you with pretty much 100% certainty that Amazon and gold are two stocks that I know of that will not show up in this scan. And actually, if we go back to, we want to search for spreads or scan in the spread watch list again, and I will show you this. And now I'm going to remove all of these filters. So basically, this should give us scans for every single one of these stocks. It should give us some form of a spread type trade. And I'm going to go ahead and just choose vertical right here as well. With these settings that we used, you don't even have to choose vertical or Iron Condor. With the settings we have chosen, it'll automatically find credit spreads, which will be vertical and Iron Condor trades. But we'll just do vertical. We'll hit scan. and you will notice that it is not going to show AMD and Amazon. And you'll see AMD and Amazon are not showed. It goes straight from ARC to EEM. So we've basically went from here to here. And you'll notice that gold is not going to be shown as well. So we go straight from EEM to IWM. So we jumped over gold. And this is something that I found a couple of weeks ago. This is actually one of the reasons why I've taken so long to make this video. I contacted Thinkorswim. I told them what was going on. They were able to duplicate the problem. They agreed it was a problem. They forwarded the information to somebody to try to fix the problem, and they've just yet to fix the problem. So if you want to sell credit spreads on Amazon and you want to use this tool to do it, you can't do that. But you can still go and manually just find credit spreads in Amazon if that's something you want to do. So anyway, hopefully that helps you use the Spread Hacker. Hopefully it tells you just a couple of ways to use it. It is pretty powerful, but I think it could be a lot better. And then one final thing, if you get the infinite loading screen, you have to reset it. I have to reset the Spread Hacker normally about once a day, just because I will click scan and it will go into an infinite loading loop. So you'll have to reset it. So that's another problem it has. But anyway, hopefully this kind of sheds some light on how to use this scan, and maybe post up some of the settings that you use below. Anyway, thanks for watching and have a great day. Bye.